On April 20th, the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine held its first meeting after being appointed by the parliament. This followed almost a 2-month-long political crisis in the country, when the previous cabinet barely survived a no-confidence vote. Less than a week after its appointment, Ukraine's Cabinet of Ministers gathered for its first meeting. The President of Ukraine has already announced that with the formation of this cabinet, the political crisis in the country is effectively over, and the ministers hope that their work will prove so as well.
The first days of our work shows that all ministries are eager to work, motivated to work, and I feel, besides good support of international community, of our future reforms and our future plans.
And future plans of the newly appointed Prime Minister include a fight with corruption in tax and customs service, defense of the territorial integrity of Ukraine, and continuation of reforms of the previous cabinet. The latter might be the biggest challenge, according to his very own Chief of Economy advisors.
The main challenge is to continue in reforms, not only continue, to speeding up and deepening reforms. Continue in macro stabilization, which means fiscal consolidation, banking sector restructuring, inflation decreasing, currency rate stabilization, and then, of course, speeding up necessary structural reforms.
Mr. Miklos served as an advisor to 2 technocrat ministers in the previous cabinet, both of whom did not make it into the new government. And Miklos says he is not surprised.
I don't know any really successful transition country in which reforms were done by technocrats. In all successful countries like Poland, Slovakia, Baltic countries, Georgia, reforms were done not by technocrats, but by politicians.
The ministers got down to work right away, passing a record number of decisions, one of which was the appointment of a Polish crisis manager as chief of the Ukrainian Railways company. The Minister of Infrastructure, who will be working closely with the new appointee, did not hide his excitement.
I was really excited. I would say that 2 weeks ago, there was clear understanding that this appointment could never happen. And I think that he is ready to repeat his success story. I'm 100% support his motivation and his real change of the Ukrainian railways.
And from what we heard from the new chief of Ukrainian Railways, he knows exactly what the main problems are and how to tackle them.
We should think about a more efficient railway system in Ukraine and connected to the European Union. I know that Lviv has big potential as a logistics center for Ukraine and also for European Union.
But not all of the ministers have such a clear vision of their objectives. The Vice Prime Minister for European integration wasn't ready to answer our question about the main challenges of her new position.
We will talk about that next time, okay? Because I still do not know what would be the main challenge.
With the high hopes come the high stakes. If the new cabinet will not prove to be more effective than the previous one, Ukraine will likely not be able to survive yet another political crisis. This is Volodymyr Solub and Dmytro Orlov reporting from Kyiv for Ukraine Today.